the shooting range. In this episode, pages of history, India's MBT, Battle Pass, finishing the Northern King season, and Metal Beasts, Squadron aircraft from Thailand. The new vehicles of this summer are just around the corner, but right now we have some time to talk about a fresh Squadron aircraft. The one we are going to discuss comes from the Japanese research tree. Please welcome a Thai modification of the legendary light fighter jet, the F-5E FCU. Its power plant is a twin turbojet engine with an afterburning power of around 4,500 kilogram forces. Considering the low mass of an empty jet, below 5 tons, the thrust-to-weight ratio is decent enough. The F-5 isn't the fastest or the most dynamic plane in combat, but we can't call it the worst either. Still, speed isn't its focus, since all the modifications of the Freedom Fighter are famous for their excellent maneuverability. In a certain sense, the F-5 is a jet-powered Zero. But when a jet wants to be crowned as the king of close combat, it needs great firepower to couple with the flight performance. And that's where this Thai model delivers. After an upgrade, this aircraft got new onboard devices and, more importantly, improved air-to-air missiles. This fighter can carry 2 AIM-9P4 and just as many Python 3 missiles. The former are unique for War Thunder, by the way. They're basically the same sidewinders of the P modification, only with new all-aspect homing devices. The second type is even more efficient. Thanks to their high maneuverability, the Pythons are excellent at close range. New and improved onboard devices also make this fighter better at close air support. With a refreshed fire control system, this aircraft finally got a ballistic computer that was just a dream for earlier F-5 versions. It's a great addition for any kind of unguided weaponry. The most versatile loadout includes the largest bombs and blocks of Zuni rockets, handy against light vehicles. The Thai fighter also has something for enemy anti-air systems: 4 AGM-65B Maverick missiles. You can use them to quickly punch your enemy and dodge incoming fire. The Thai modification of the F-5 can truly be considered one of the best in its family. The engineers managed to retain the easy handling of the base version, while improving its combat capabilities to make this aircraft a truly versatile soldier. The T-90 is mostly known as the heir and the better part of the T-72 family of Soviet MBTs. However, the largest operator of the T-90 is India, not Russia itself. The nation has more than 2,000 of these tanks in service, which is more than all the other T-90 owners combined. In the past, India had a partnership with the United Kingdom, later ordering armored vehicles from the Soviet Union. They'd also put a lot of effort into domestic development, but their project, named Arjun, brought subpar results. So the army gave foreign companies a chance to offer new tanks for them. They needed something advanced, modern, and in huge numbers. At the time, Russian tank manufacturers were in a deep crisis. Almost all prototypes, like the Object 292, were transferred to storage or museums, for good. Experts were leaving the field in droves, and the manufacturing capabilities were on the brink of extinction. The industry was desperate for new orders when one day, Uralvagonzavod managed to contact India. India turned out to be a pretty demanding customer, setting the bar high. The basic T-90 had to be changed on the fly during the project. A late prototype received a welded turret with an optimal layer of reactive armor, a new thermal sight, and a bunch of improvements to crew comfort. Uralvagonzavod also offered 2 versions of the machine, one equipped with the Shtora electro-optical active protection system, and one without it. Once the testing in the Russian fields was complete, the Indian military brought the tanks home for more trials. The export T-90S was put to a 2-month test in the Thar Desert. The samples managed to cross more than 2,000 kilometers of off-road terrain, climbing dunes up to 15 meters high. One of the tanks broke down by the end, but was repaired in the field in a single day. The crews noted that temperatures close to 50 degrees Celsius became a major challenge for both the tanks and the tankers. Despite everything, the T-90 performed well enough for the Indian Ministry of Defense to sign a contract with Uralvagonzavod. The Republic first ordered around 100 tanks, but then established a local production in the state of Tamil Nadu. The vehicles were prepared to work in the local climate, but heat still made the engine and some electronics fail regularly. The factory also created a special version of the T-90 for India equipped with a thermoelectric air conditioner and an auxiliary gas turbine power plant, but it never saw mass production. Today, another new modification is ready, the T-90M, but India is in no rush to place a fresh order. The officials want to replace the outdated fleet of T-55 and T-72M tanks with the polished versions of the Arjun, while the existing T-90 should receive Indian-made engines. In one of our previous episodes, we talked about the challenges of the Battle Pass and stopped at around the middle of the list. Today we'd like to talk about the remaining tasks. Challenge number 8 is called Mighty Einherjar. It requires you to score 20,000 points in missions using the vehicles from the current Battle Pass rewards list. It works for tanks, aircraft, and naval vessels alike. There's one catch that makes it simpler though. If you use at least one of the rewards in a battle, all the points you score during the mission count, including those you earn with other vehicles. Which means this task gets easier if you play mixed battles. Task number 9 needs you to fight vehicles of different military branches. This means you can destroy 15 tanks or ships using aircraft, or down just as many aircraft driving a tank or captaining a vessel. The first part of the task shouldn't be an issue, since it even includes ground targets controlled by the AI in air battles. As for enemy aircraft, it's a bit trickier. We again suggest you head for arcade battles with lead markers, helping you land accurate shots. The next challenge is called Fjord Defender. To complete it, you need to deal 30,000 damage using a coastal vessel. The choice is wide, and if you have a favorite boat, that's the time to prepare it for combat. Alternatively, we can offer you another strategy. Pick a rank 3 ship with the lowest possible battle rating. There's a good set you can make using the British coastal fleet. The Song of the Nibelungs is the last timed mission in the Battle Pass. You can complete it by playing 35 missions using Swedish rank 3 and above vehicles. Just as a reminder, you need to keep your combat activity at 70% or above for the battle to count. The next 3 challenges become available once you reach a certain level of the Battle Pass instead of a specified date. Thanks to that, you can work on them while completing regular tasks. Challenge number 12, Loki's Cunning, becomes available at level 21. Win 30 missions while scoring a top 3 of your team to complete it. The best way to do it is to use your favorite vehicle. Maybe you have one that brings you luck just by being there. The next task is to receive one of the following battle awards 7 times. Hero of the Sky for aircraft downed in air battles, Heavy Metal Hero for destroyed ground targets, or Terror of the Sea for frags scored on naval vessels. Keep in mind that these awards have conditions. You need to destroy more opponents than any other player on both teams while also passing a certain threshold, between 4 and 12, depending on the game mode. Challenge number 14 wants you to destroy 30 enemy vehicles while driving a ground vehicle at a speed of at least 30 kilometers an hour. The simplest way to do this is to take a tank with a stabilizer. A stabilizer will strike down the aim sway from your list of worries, so all you'll need is to get used to shooting on the move. And finally, Challenge 15. Although, it's not even a challenge if you manage to complete all the rest. For completing all the challenges, you get the largest one-time reward, 45 points of Battle Pass progress. Share your experiences in the comments while we answer some of the questions from your comments. The first question was sent by a player called Brendan J. What's the difference between the M36 GMC and the M36 B2? Hey Brendan, the B2 is a bit slower due to its larger mass and weaker engine. but it can use a Heat FS shell against the heaviest targets. Spartan SK asks, what are those boxes on the rear of a Leclerc Azure? Hi, Spartan. Originally, those rear-mounted supports were meant for extra fuel tanks, but they were used for boxes in the urban combat version. The tank crews and infantry can use those boxes for storing ammo, weapons, provisions, or any other kind of cargo. Another question comes from Thunder of Warstorm. Could you please do a Metal Beast on the SU-122-54? Hi there! Why don't we take it for a ride right in the next episode? Thanks for the idea! DJ Creeper writes, F-14B or F-15A Air RB. Hey DJ, they're hard to compare because they're meant for completely different tactics. The F-14 can use the Phoenix missiles at long range while staying safe. The F-15 performs better in close combat. And the last comment for today was written by Jerry. What's the largest ground vehicle in War Thunder? Hi, Jerry. To be honest, we can't really pick a single vehicle, even after studying tons of them. It all depends on the parameters you want to focus on. Should we also count barrels, antennas, trailers, and other protruding parts? Anyway, here are the main contenders. Pick your favorite. That's it for today. You've been watching The Shooting Range by Gaijin Entertainment, and the next episode will premiere the following Sunday at 4 p.m. GMT or noon Eastern Time. Subscribe and click the bell if you don't want to miss our next videos. Don't forget to spray some silver paint before heading to Valhalla. Leave a like, share your thoughts and comments, and see you next week.